welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Caroline, aka Staying Spooky, and happy Labor Day. Okay, I get Labor Day and Memorial Day confused all the time, and I try to remember Memorial Day is in May, so that leaves the other one for September 1st. And happy September 1st. Oh my gosh, it is officially the Burr season, the Burr month. We're here, we're ready for it. I also made myself some coffee, which I go through phases where like I love coffee and then a phase where I'm like, that sounds really gross. But I recently got this mug with Zero on it from Spirit Halloween. I also got Spirits. I also got Zero's Tombstone at Spirit, which I need to talk about that in another video. And I do have a haul coming, a Temu Halloween decor haul. I just ordered some stuff for my Halloween costume. So that is what gave me the idea to do a video of like I wanted to do something about costumes. I was like, I don't really know what. And I was like, oh, what if I did like a guide on like how to find your perfect costume? Because people actually do ask me that. They're like, I don't know what to be for Halloween. What do you think I should be? And I'm always like, I don't know, like, what do you like? What? So I am not here to say I am a costume expert. I am not here to say that I know everything. I am just here as your friend. Like, we're FaceTiming and we're just chatting, right? We're having coffee together and we're just gonna talk Halloween. To me, a costume is always so hard to choose every single year because I feel like Halloween, we wait all year round for it and it's like, so what am I gonna be? Like, I only have this one opportunity. I've been thinking of ideas all year long. And to be honest, this year, nothing really like popped out at me of like, yes, I wanna be that. I told you guys in like my previous videos, I thought about being a Haunted Mansion maid from Disney. I know this is supposed to be like a guide. I'm gonna get to it. You guys just know I like to talk. Thought about being Sparky from Frankenweenie. And then it hit me, I was like, once I got the Zero Tombstone and the Zero mug, I was like, Nightmare Before Christmas is like one of my Desert Island movies. Superbad is probably my Desert Island movie, but like Nightmare Before Christmas is right there with it. Like, I could watch that. Like, I watch it all the time. My husband always laughs because he comes downstairs. He's like, you're watching Nightmare Before Christmas again? I'm like, yes. And I love it so much. And I was like, I've never been anything for Halloween from Nightmare Before Christmas. What is my problem? And this year I wanted to do something that was really comfy and cheap because last year I was Lydia Dietz and that was a really over the top, in my opinion, costume because I'm more used to just like pulling pieces from my wardrobe or going to like a thrift store or on Temu or whatever and just getting cheaper pieces and making my own costume is kind of normally how I do it. So for me, that was a really over the top costume, but everyone loved it. 1 second place at work. So the Golden Girls, they outdid me, but you know. I thought this year I would be Zero because I was like, I don't really care about winning a costume contest. I just wanna do it for me, you know, but I wanna be comfortable. And so I just purchased like a red choker, a flowy top. I'm gonna show this to you guys in the Temu haul plus some other stuff. And then there's this hat that I need to order. Like brand new off of eBay. And it's like a Zero. It has like his eyes and like a pumpkin nose and ears. And I was like, that would be like, just wear some like leggings or jeans. Like that would be the easiest costume. It'd be super cute. Really depends. So you really have to ask yourself. I think the first question, if you're choosing a Halloween costume, what to ask yourself is, how comfortable do I want to be? Like, how long am I going to be in this costume? Like last year, for instance, when I was Lydia Dietz, after that costume contest was over, like they got my picture, you know, everyone who participated, they had all the information. I changed out of it. I was like, I am hot and there's no way I can work in this costume and this wig all day. Like, I can't do it. That's why this year, like, that's kind of why I didn't want to do the Haunted Mansion maid, because I was like, yeah, it's a really cool costume, but there is more effort into it with the makeup and the hair, which normally I'm all over that. Like a really big tip that I would say is like, how comfortable do you want to be? Are, you know, if it's a work thing, are you cool with changing out of it? If you don't care, you're just like, I just want to win, then, you know, go all out. And also, depends on the rules too, because I know like some workplaces are very like, you know, we do have meetings today, or we do have this. The company I work for is very like, go big, go home kind of thing. So like you can go as big as you want, or you can go as little as you want. I remember when I was Michael Myers, I had asked if I could bring like a fake knife, but they were like, yeah, but just like when you're on the elevator, maybe like put in your purse or something so people don't get like freaked out. But they were pretty cool. So again, that's another thing. Remember, if it's a costume party or if it's just you're wearing it to work, just kind of remember like rules of it. But if there aren't any rules, then I would just think about how long you have to be in it. For me, if I'm gonna be in a costume all day, I want it to be pretty comfortable and pretty cozy, than one that's not. Like if I was Lydia Dietz going to a costume party, I feel like that would also be a little bit different. So it also depends what you're doing. Are you going to a costume party? What are you doing at the costume party? You know, you have to think, or like, are you going to a haunted corn maze? Are you going to a haunted house? Like, are you going to be running or walking a lot? My second tip would be to finding a costume. What are your favorite horror movies? What are your favorite movies in general? What are your favorite characters? Things like that you're kind of, you can kind of start to narrow it down, because like for me, it was like, you know, there's so many things that I could be, and it's very overwhelming. It also helps just to go into Spirit Halloween, or I would say a costume store, but Party City is no mas. And is there another one called like Halloween Express? Is that still a thing? Like, I know it's not as big as Spirit or Party City was, but like, is it? I feel like I haven't seen Halloween Express in a very long time in my area. So, well, in Tennessee, where I used to live. Or you could just Google Halloween costumes, Halloween costume ideas. That's also helpful. But like I said, you have to just think also, my other tip that I'm getting ready to get into, well, kind of goes with comfortability, but it's like, how bad do you want to win? You know, like, are you willing to do everything so that you can win? Or are you just like, I'm just here because I just want to be in a costume, I want to participate a little bit? You have to remember your budget. So costumes, like y'all, I remember so well. I was almost Sarah Sanderson one year for Halloween. Like this was probably like just about 10 years ago. And I remember going into Spirit and I was like, it's gonna be $100? What? It just blew my mind, like how much money that was like spending, like nowadays I'd be spending like $200 or $300 on a costume. But like back then, it was just like, that's so much money. I feel like that is kind of the standard now if you're going to buy a costume. Like my Lydia Dietz costume, by the time like shipping, all of that stuff, it was like $100. I mean, it wasn't a cheap, well, it was a cheap costume material wise, but pricing wise, it was pretty expensive. So that's the other thing. Remember your budget. If you don't have one, then that's awesome. But if you're kind of like, well, you know, I only have $50 to spend, like what can I do? It's, you know, there's like a lot of like characters obviously for movies or TV shows. Like I thought about being Max Dennison at one time. Still could be, but I just, like I said, I think I just want to be Zero for Halloween. Another thing to consider with your costume is if you're doing a group costume. Personally, I hate group costumes because anytime I feel like I've tried to do it, it just doesn't work out, or someone bails literally the last minute, like the day of, and you're like, are you kidding me? I could have been something else, and you're just kind of like alone. So I personally hate group costumes. I do not like them. I like to be what I want to be. I don't really want a theme. But if you have a group costume, and depending on the theme, I mean, you can probably go super expensive with it. You can probably go super cheap with it. Group costume wise, depending on what everyone's doing, I feel like a lot of group costumes you can either, like I said, get super expensive with or just make yourself. Like if you did Toy Story as a theme, obviously you can go and buy a costume, or you can kind of just make your own. There are, like I said, there's so many ideas with costumes, and that's why also this video is kind of all over the place, because I feel like there's so many different circumstances. It's not just like one thing. This is kind of probably just to help like get your mind rolling a little bit, you know, and you're probably like, I've already asked myself these questions, but you know what, it's whatever, because we're FaceTiming, remember? There's so many things you can do with costumes. Like, I don't think I have a photo of it, but I was Karen Smith one year from Mean Girls as a mouse. I was that costume. And my mom, I just remember going in my mom's closet, and she had this really long black skirt. So it actually worked as like a mini dress. I wore a tank top underneath it. I went to Party City and bought some mouse ears, wore some Ugg boots, and I think I got like a ribbon and tied it around, kind of like she had. It wasn't nearly as like short as hers was, but it was still like such an easy costume to where like I didn't even spend that much money on it. And I think I was her a couple of times because it was just such an easy costume, and it was also pretty like comfortable because it was pretty much just like a maxi dress. Just there's so, I feel like this lighting all keeps changing. I think it's the outdoor lighting that also is not. This is like an interrogation lamp that I'm using. Not actually, but it's like one of those like office lamps that if I do it like this, it's very cop-like. So trying to get it like perfect. Yeah, another idea. So maybe instead of picking out something is difficult for you, not in the sense of you don't know what to be, but there's too many things you want to be. So a lot of times, and I do this every single year, you guys, if you've been around here for a while, you know, I have a journal. That's what I did when I was a kid. When I like didn't have a phone, I literally had a journal and I would write down Halloween costume ideas year round. And then by the time Halloween came, I was probably none of those, but it was still fun. And so I still do that to this day. And sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And that's a good idea. And that's a good idea. And then I end up picking out something else completely different, like Zero. Zero was not on my list, but I ended up picking that. Again, I would just say, what's your budget, what you can afford with all those costume ideas? How comfortable do you want to be? You know, if none of those things matter, then I would say just put them in a hat and like pick one out. Or you could just kind of think, okay, which one is going to be easier for me to get, you know, because sometimes these costumes, I feel like they could go so fast, you know, and it's like, oh, I couldn't get my hands on it, it's sold out. So, or if it's a costume that's really popular, like Wednesday or Harley Quinn. Do you guys remember that year? That was like 2016. I was Harley Quinn that year. I have to say I did participate in that. But so many people were Harley Quinn that year. And that was just, it was crazy. Again, if you want to be part of that, cool. But if you're kind of like, you know what, everyone's going to be that. Everyone's probably going to be Wednesday this year. Let me choose something different. I am not happy with this lighting. Really depends on what you want. If like, I am one of those types of people that I'm like, if I think someone else is gonna do it, then I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to show up and have the same costume as somebody else. Are a lot of outfits, or not outfits, costumes you can do that are like literally just hoodies, jeans, like oh my gosh, I don't know the name. I am blanking, but it's the kid from E.T. with the red hoodie. Why am I blanking on that? I have no idea. Do that. And then for ET, you could just find like probably a really cheap ET doll off of Amazon or eBay. Like, honestly, I actually thought about doing, I can't even remember the kid's name, but I was like, that's kind of a cute costume idea, which I did kind of steal it from Brittany Davis Manor. Love her videos. She showed like a video of her Halloween party, and there was this one girl who came dressed as that, and I was like, that is the cutest idea. She had like little like bike handles and like ET like in like a little crate. It was so cute, but it was still like a very like, you know, like not like a over the top costume, but it was still like really, really cute. And I really loved that idea. His video, like I said, was all over the place. I really wanted to put a video out because I was like, I need to put a video out. And I really wanted to just talk costumes with you guys. And this was like, you know, I was like, I don't want to just post a video of like, this is what I am for Halloween. Like, I would rather want it to be like an interaction, whatever it is, type interactive, that's the word, video where it's like, you guys tell me what you're being for Halloween. I'm going to tell you what I'm being for Halloween. And we're going to talk all these ideas. Now I want to be the kid from ET, because now that like I'm thinking about that. And I just bought my Zero costume off of Temu. We still have time. It's only September 1st, but I feel like, I am honestly getting stressed because I feel like my house is not acceptable. I'll do a walkthrough this year, but I feel like it's just like to normal people. It's probably like, oh my gosh, this is too much. But like for me, it's like nothing. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Halloween this year's just been kind of weird. Have any of you guys felt that? Like the stuff in the stores is not as good, and the, like, I don't know, just like the whole like costume thing, normally like I'm on top of that. Decorating, I feel like I also started like super late. I don't know, like it just feels like a very, very off year for me personally, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just weird. Hope this helped you guys, or like I said, if you just like talking costumes like I do, because I actually was going to major in costume design, so I am all about costumes. I didn't major in it, but I was going, well, major in theater, but like what do you call it when it's like your specific thing? You guys know what I mean. I was gonna be a costume designer. That's what I was gonna do. I am all about costumes. I love it. There was another costume I did one year, or I'm just gonna keep talking. I'll be like, that's it. And I'm gonna keep talking. And I'll post a picture. My then boyfriend, now husband, we were the Purge, and there was this mask that I had painted in art class, and I had, you know, done cool designs and like added glitter, because you guys know I love glitter, and, you know, painted like red lips on it. And my husband was like, I think we decided day of, like on Halloween, which is insane. We were gonna be the Purge. So I was like, he was gonna have the mask and just have a hoodie. And then I was like, I'm just gonna get a shirt, write Purge on it. And I had a lot of fake blood from my makeup class in theater. So I was like, I'm just gonna get all this fake blood and like just put like handprints like on my shirt. And it was such a simple costume, but it was a lot of fun, you know? And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what really matters. It doesn't matter how much you spent. It doesn't matter really if you win. What matters is, are you happy in that costume? Are you happy wearing that costume? I feel like that's the most important thing. Possibilities are endless. Like, I swear I'm probably gonna end up changing my mind. But you know what? It's okay, because I can still, you know, wear one to work, and I could just easily wear one at home. We don't have any trick-or-treaters here, which is really sad. We also don't throw a Halloween party, so I would literally just be sitting at home in a costume, but it's fine. Gosh, now I need to go watch E.T. It's really gonna bother me now. What is that kid's name? Like, is it Matt? I don't want to say Matt. That doesn't sound right. That really doesn't sound right. I do remember watching E.T. as a kid, and I think it was like Wendy's had the like toys in the kids meal of E.T. Like my brothers would watch that movie all the time. So, you know, I was like the little sister. I have 3 older brothers. So and I'm the youngest. So I was always tagging along with what they were doing or trying to before, you know, like they would like kick me out. But I don't know, just random memory. I hope this video has somewhat helped you guys, or if you just like talking about costumes like I do. Let me know what you're gonna be for Halloween. Some of you guys have already let me know, and that makes me like so happy when I like know what you guys are gonna be. I'm like, oh yeah, like how are you gonna do your makeup? Or, you know, it's just, it's a lot of fun talking about costumes, especially because like most people don't really care about their costume. They don't think about till October. I think about it very first of the year, all year. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Sorry it was all over the place. That's just gonna be how it is. But until next time, stay spooky. Bye guys.